friends, this is Jazz. Yes, finally bringing you that countdown that I do every year. The top, well, actually this year it's different. It is the top 12 videos in 2017. Now I know, guys, why did I choose 12? Well, technically it's more like 18 or not 20, but it isn't. It's only 12 entries. 2 entries on this list will have multiple videos. 6 that has 6, but it counts as a whole series. Like, I'm just saying, videos that count are the same thing. Pretty much I include. So there are a few rules for this list, though. The first big rule foremost is no New Year's countdown video. So like videos like the top 10 of 2016 will not count, because that would be a little too obvious. Even though I did enjoy doing those videos and I'm proud of them, they don't count. Second things that don't count are things like card openings, gamers pickups, tasting videos, and most toy opening videos. Now, yes, that means there is one toy opening video on this list. I'll give you spoilers right now. But the reason for this is that most of those videos do not take much effort. And it's not something that I normally feel proud of. There is an exception to the one that is on this list. So I hope you do look out for that. So anyway, guys, then into the top 12 videos of 2017, let's get on to number 12. This one is the only exception to sort of my rules about things that don't require as much effort, like card openings and such. This is not a card opening, but this one is a toy opening. My most recent, in fact, my Hatchables. I think it was number 37. The reason I included this on the list is that, as you guys have seen, I added this clever joke of so many eternity later, which I also edited some parts out of the video, so it was a little more edited, and it took forever to open, so some of my reaction was genuinely funny. Now, this is the highest on my list because as though I'm proud that I did some of those things on my own, it took time to edit, it wasn't my best quality video, and it is just an opening, a toy opening, and not anything like spectacular, but it was a little more than most of my other videos, I think. Most of them. But I'm kind of proud of this opening. I don't know why, but I just am. And it was interesting. It got me really thinking about what kids have to go through just for those things. Especially, I always thought I could understand the actual Hatchables more, because they react as they open and they have to kind of peck their way out. But when it's just a figurine and you just rub it and it takes so long, it's ridiculous. But I still enjoyed doing the video nonetheless. It was just after Christmas, so it was this is one of my most recent videos. But anyway, guys, the Hatchables opening was number 12 on this list. Now on to number 11. And this one is probably a little iffy as well. The Simba's Mighty Adventure Part 6, Sarah's a Pain in the A. Well, I know I used codes in it, so that's probably my least proud moment of this video. But to be fair, this was my first series that was totally out of my comfort zone. Yes, The Walking Dead and the South Park game was out of my comfort zone a bit, but this one had next to no story. It was a platformer, which is completely against how I play. I usually suck at them, but for the most part, I played it fairly. I mean, I had a save state a lot, but I played it without codes except for this part. And at the end of it, I just felt so glad I finished it. And this is also one of the only series that I pretty much narrated after I played the game. So I think I did very well with that. I was able to post-narrate, which I haven't done since, because there's been issues, but I was really proud of that. Now, this is still low on the list because I think I've had more fun and I had more effort in some of my other videos, but something of this series had to be in this list because it was just so different of me to do, and I get all the way through it. This was also, I think, one of my first or my second choice LPs, so it was impressive. I said that I did something so different, and it was sort of fun once I finally did beat Sarah. It's impossible to beat her without codes. I'm just saying. But anyway, this was number 11 on the list. Now on to number 10. This is the first of two sections in this video that have multiple videos in them. And it's my Gabe Collection. It's parts 1 through 6. Now, all of these are going to be there's going to be a bit of snippets of all of them in there. The reason I chose multiple videos, like the whole series, is that they're all very similar, but I'm still proud of all of them just as the same. I can't just pick one. So this is counting as one number. The reason why it is so low on the list, though, is because it is sort of like when I do Gamers Pickups. The only reason it made the list was because it took more effort and it took multiple videos. And we'll just say I had to use my camera and my phone. So it took a lot of editing for these videos. So it wasn't just oh, look what I got this time type video. It was me showing my entire collection. So I count that as a video. But just barely. But I still really enjoyed doing it. It made me really think of all those games that I actually do have. And I do look forward in the future to perhaps doing it again. Maybe, or just doing another one with the new games that I've gotten over the last little bit. Maybe it's not until another year or two, though, until I collect enough other games to really do another video on. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I even, at that day, I even had a bit of a stomach issue, so I soldiered through it. So this is one of these games that I did one of these videos that I genuinely really enjoyed doing, that I stuck to. And for me, that is a bit of a thing. I have to learn to stick to things, to schedule things. That's probably the best way I work, is when I go right to doing something, or if I'm under pressure to do something. So, but yeah, it seems like these videos were pretty well liked too. So, my Gabe Collection was number 10 on this list. Now on to number 9. As you know, there'd be a Pokemon one on this list, specifically Pokemon Sun. I think that the last part by Pokemon Sun Let's Play was one of my better ones, actually. I also, for a long time, I was going through a funk during that time. I never recorded that series for a long time before I finished it. I really literally took, several months off, and this is when I was getting back into the groove of things there and starting to just relax in what I was doing and enjoying it. And, I mean, I love the thumbnail. I don't know why. That's one reason I love the thumbnail, and I honestly think that I had a decent commentary for me, anyway. I was genuinely funny in some parts and not just going off, off how I do. It didn't take so much editing, but it was still a Let's Play. I always count Let's Plays in these videos, because I do gotta edit them to a degree. So, that is one thing. As I said, Pokemon has been a passion of mine for a long time, and there are still going to be Pokemon LPs on this channel. I've just tried other things, but I really am proud of this Let's Play. It was 40 parts, I believe. This was part 40. And yeah, genuinely, I think I did a good job with revealing the champion well, the best I could because everyone knew who the champion was in that game. So, Pokemon Sun, Let's Play Pokemon Sun Part 40, and the champion is number 9 on this list. Now on to number 8. What here is sort of new too, My Opinions Bridge to Terabithia. I was in a Bridge to Terabithia kick for a while, and I thought, you know what, I watched the old one. I was watching the reviews of the newer one, the one with Anna Sophia Robb and Josh Hutcherson, and I really thought, well, since I watched the original one, which was in 1970 or 80, it was an after-school special. I really wanted to give my opinion on it, and I think I did a pretty good job coming across what I wanted to come across, and I was trying to be more organized in this one too, which is hard for me even now. I put quite a bit of effort into that video. I listed the reasons, my opinion on both sides. I think I did a fair job in giving both of them the credit where they are due, or they were due. I think I did pretty good with the visuals, as best as I could. I didn't have as many in this video. I didn't want to use any video footage because of the copyright thing. I think this one was highly protected, so I was very, very careful on that. But I still managed to make it work. And I find that I also do better when I really am into something. Like, if I'm really into a mood for something like Bridge to Terabithia, Sims, Donald Trump, for example, if I'm right into a habit, it's a great time for me to make a video on it, because there's a lot more passion there. And I found that I made it work, and there's, I think, one more video on this list that really worked well because of it. But it is higher on the list, though, or lower on the list. But I think this was a really good video, but it was not one of my best this year. Not one, like, I'm proud of it, but it's just not what I'm most proud of. But it is at a lower end of the list because I'm getting into the territories now of what I really am passionate about. So my opinion 10, Bridge to Terabithia really the best, or whatever, I forget the name, is the new one really the best. It's number 8 on this list. Now on to number 7. Guys, I had to put the Riverdale Vlogs somewhere, because I honestly, after going again, I honestly think this is one of my better passion projects. One of them. There is one more that I think I did better in. And yes, you're probably thinking, where is for season 2? I will watch it. I do have Netflix more now. My aunt uses it quite a bit, so I have more of an excuse to have it. So I will go through those season 2. But I just think that I took the time to watch all of those episodes, and I put in my opinion. Now, yes, this is the only other, I think, don't count on it, but this is the only other entry that has multiple videos in the entry. But this is a little better than the other one, but these two had to come together. But I'm trying to think, if I were to choose which of the two, though, if I had to pick, I think part 1 is my favorite. Don't bet on it. I watched a little bit. Like, there's certain parts of the part 2, and there's certain parts of part 1 that I like better than the other type of thing. But anyway, I really went passionate at it. Like, I really, if something I noticed, I said it, right? I got it out there, and it was heavily spoilers, but I did warn you guys about that. And I remembered a lot. I mean, I don't often remember a full 14 or more part TV series episode. You know what I mean? I don't often remember that. I mean, I attempted other vlogs similar, right? But it hadn't been as good, and maybe I should get back and do them again, you know, because I enjoyed doing these ones. I did more research. I did some research, right? I did I added quite a few visuals. I remembered details that are usually hard for me to remember. I was able to get them out as in a way that it made as much sense as possible. I said I did quite a bit of editing, which it did take a lot of effort, trust me. And I think it turned out really well for something that I would do. And I do think I did better on this than I did with the Bridge of Terabithia one. Only because there was a lot more in it that I had to go through. So, the Riverdale Vlogs, part 1 and 2, are number 7 on this list. Now on to number 6. This is the other video that I think I do better when I have passion for the subject. The top, which is the worst Willy Wonka kid. Yeah, that had to go somewhere. I did give my opinion on who I think were the worst kids, like in the order. I didn't count Charlie because he was genuinely good. I mean, he was more of a kid in one versus the other, version, but he was genuinely the best behaved kid in the factory, so he was not counted. I meant of the 4 others. And I think I really did put my 2 cents in, and I really did think hard on who I wanted to be, like, the least brattiest paired to Charlie and the worst kid, like, of all. And some of my reactions just were so funny. It also took a lot of editing, a lot of effort for me to do. This probably was took the most effort of everything on this list. I was so proud of this video. I think it turned out really well, and it shows that when I research and when I'm into a subject or a topic, whatever, I could really spout out information about it. So, there are some videos on this list that sort of match this effort, but it just didn't turn out as well, but I still enjoyed it, for example. So, this is number 6 on this list. Now on to number 5. We're halfway, more than halfway, babe. You guys also knew that a Walking Dead video would have to be on this list. It is the final part, Kenny or Jane. Yeah, so low on the list, which is, like, means high. Yeah, I know, for just a Let's Play video, but it took me a lot of energy just to get into recording this as well, and I really got into the video. The last few before this last parter was a bit off because as Manga ETC said, my face wasn't being shown so well. But in this last part, the worst thing about it all was some audio issues. But for the most part, I think even that wasn't that bad compared to what it could be. And I really enjoyed recording this last part. This is one of those series I like a lot besides The Sims and Pokemon. And as of now, yes, Manga ETC, I am actually recording the New Frontier series, which won't be for a little bit, but I'm not announcing it as a Let's Play. This will probably be a choice one. But yeah, you'll be happy to hear that. I'm recording a New Frontier. I hope to be getting to love it as much as I did these last 2 series. I am enjoying it so far. It also gives the tough decision to save Jade, who taught you a lot, even though she was a new friend to you, she taught you a lot. Or Kenny, the one who was with you almost as long as Lee was. He was with you longer than, like, Lee was. You knew him since the beginning. So, and you knew him longer than Jade, and he was more like a second father figure to you. Actually, like a father figure to you at this point. You had to choose who you would save. Obviously, I did choose Kenny, even though his outcome wouldn't be so good. I had to. Like, But it was fun to do. It really makes you think, and the story was amazing, and I really enjoyed doing it. So, The Walking Dead Season 2, the final part, which I might put at the title of what part it actually is, Kenny or Jane, is number 5 on this list. Now on to number 4. South Park, The Stick of Truth. Yes, this is higher than The Walking Dead. The reason, to be fair, I gotta be honest. If it wasn't for everything that I went through in this game when I was Let's Playing it, this would have been lower than The Walking Dead. But put it this way, I had to go through those stupid fart tutorials. That stupid Guitar Hero type music rock band type ass thing with the goth kids that I did not think I would pass. I thought that was the final episode of the series, to be fair. And that is about it, but it was quite an interesting and difficult game. Like, I also had to go through those controls when I was battling every single time. Does that mean I hate the game? Hell no, I enjoyed it. And that's why this is so high on the list, because I made it through, despite all that. And it was pretty well edited. This is, as you know, it's the last part. Part 42, I think, Princess Zombie Kenny, or Nazi Zombie Kenny, I forget what I said. It was when I battled the evil Kenny, or whatever. But the last part, I know a lot of them have been my final parts, but my final parts I find tend to be the best. And it was. I know the series has already been covered in the list last year with the Sparkle Sunshine thing, but this ended in 2017, so this counts as well. I think next to that other one, this was my best video of the series. I will admit that last year's part was still my favorite, but this is my favorite one in 2017. I think I did very well. I did the battle really well. I did research beforehand. This was a new game on my part. And as I said, I went through a lot when I was doing this series, so this has to be lower than The Walking Dead for that reason. The Walking Dead wasn't as hard for me to grasp, and I could fully enjoy it more. So, I enjoyed the fact that the effort in the, what do they call it when you stick to something? Well, that I stuck to it. Despite when I thought it was going to end at the goth kids. I really did, honestly. That was probably the worst part of the game for me. Because I, with my fine motor skills, have difficulty with rhythm games like that. And me finally being able to get through it really told me something. So getting to this point in the game was a proud moment for me. Unfortunately, guys, there's not going to be a Fractured Butthole series for a while. I played through it, for what I could of it, just on my own when I got the chance to, but it's no longer working for me on the computer. So maybe if I do get an Xbox One and it could hook up to this computer, it'll work. Then I might be able to do a series, but the game, for what I played so far, the new one, it seems easier on the control end of it for the most of the game, so that it'll be easier for me. But anyway, the South Park, The Stick of Truth, Nazi Zombie Kenny is number 4 on this list. Now on to number 3, the final 3, baby. Guys, last Let's Play one, I promise. But yes, Digimon World Dust, the finale. Get a finale, what I know, and you're probably thinking, what, this over South Park? I had similar issues, but yet worse issues. And the issues wasn't, like, I was almost close, guys, to quitting this LP. I mean, literally quitting it. Because it wasn't the game difficulty at all. It was my ability to play it and the freezing and everything. It was ridiculous, guys. It kept freezing. I didn't think I would be able to play it, but I did. I soldiered on. I found ways. Found ways to skip some parts. I found a way. I fought. I backtracked, I think, once or twice. It was difficult, guys, but I did it. That's the reason this means so much to me, that it's in the top 3. It was an LP that I honestly didn't think I would finish because of technical issues, but I loved the game to a point where I played it and finished it. And I don't know how well it was received, really, but I think it was received pretty well. And I got into Digimon recently quite a bit. I even got Digimon World DS, the original one, and I'm playing it. I've played it over 13 hours. I'm enjoying that. I will be proud if I can actually play this game and enjoy it as much. But I didn't, when it wasn't glitchy and freezing and everything, I enjoyed the series. It was different than Digimon World DS, for sure. The storyline, some of the things you had to do. It wasn't as free-ranged, I don't think. It had a lot more freeness, like free-range things in Digimon World DS. But it was an interesting storyline. So the fact that it was an interesting storyline and that I fought my way through and completed this LP is why this is number 3 on this list. Now let's get on to number 2. Yay, guys! Another countdown! And yes, number 2 is the top 5 Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes. Or with honorable mentions. I think, yeah, it was 5 or top 10. I forget now. I'm gonna double check here. It is top 5. Yes, I forgot that. And now, guys, I do realize that it could be better. It only had pictures and sometimes not even a whole lot. Now, there's a story for this one. I worked so hard on this video. I had all the video clips. It was all in there. I was genuinely funny in some areas. Then something happened. My Camtasia would not let me export it. Yeah. So all that work I put into this video, I had to get rid of a lot of. I had to delete the videos, restart the whole thing with just pictures. Imagine how difficult that was for me. Not just work-wise, but emotionally. Because I worked so hard on that video to turn out for it to be glitched so bad that hard work couldn't be produced in the form that I wanted it to. Now you're probably thinking, why is it on this list then? I still think it turned out okay. Honestly, for what it was, for how bad things turned out, I did a good job on this redo of this video. And yes, it would have been on this list if the original work had come out. It probably still would have been. Maybe even higher. Maybe number 1. But because of these issues, it just can't be number 1. Because it's not my best work, but I really think that it turned out okay for everything it went through. And honestly, I'm really, really proud of this video. So, the top 5 Are You Afraid of the Dark plus more is number 2 on this list. Now on to my number 1 choice. Yes, guys, we actually got a jazz review in this list this year. It is my newest, this is probably one of my newest videos this year. It is the Jazz Reviews 10, obviously, the Rugrats The Santa Experience. Now, why is this higher than that countdown video, which probably took a lot of work? Because there's one other video that did not quite make the list, but I will bring this up as like a mini honorable mention. The whole ink video, the ink video and this video have been the first videos I've started to take the review a lot more seriously. That I started taking notes of things I've noticed. That I kept on track of things. And I feel that I put a lot of effort in this review. Because this was a Christmas special, I wanted to put my all into it. Not only was I managed to get the clips in this video without getting it unmonetized. That is another plus on this video. There have been other videos that I've tried hard with, but I had to edit for a non-copyright form. This video turned out fantastic. Unlike number 2, that I had everything planned, but then it didn't work out to be what I expected. This video did that, and maybe more. I'm so proud of this review, and I hope this can be a model for me to try harder in my other reviews. Now, guys, this channel isn't a pure review channel, but I try to get one out once a month anyway, just to try my hand at something different and show you guys something different. And I just feel so proud of this video. I'm not the best at critiquing things, but I do notice things, right? I do notice little bits that as a child I may not have noticed. So in a sense, I'm giving you a point of view as an adult for kids or the cartoons and how I understand it and what I take of it. So it's a different perspective that kids will just watch something, oh, it's so funny. They won't notice little things like, well, I'm trying to think of an example. I will admit there's maybe one little thing I missed out in this video that I really wish I had added into it. You know, I'll bring it up in this thing as a mini tidbit. What I did not focus on was the fact Charlotte was so workaholic to the point where even though she was with her family and she would talk to them if they talked to her, she was just on the phone. She wasn't in the here and now. That is one thing I regret, and I'll bring it up in the review. That is the only thing. Everything else I noticed very well. I brought up my point of view. I said how something may work, something may not. And honestly, it may not be in the technical standpoint, like, oh, this audio is messed up, oh, this looks bad, for example. It was more in the point of view of an adult watching a kid's show, noticing things. Like, as a child, I would not have noticed I would not have really put much thought into the fact Charlotte was on the phone the whole time. I just would have said, okay, this is part of the show, right? I would not have thought, well, this is off. Like, she's completely, like, there's even a few points where she's like, we gotta crush the competition, we gotta crush them now. Right after saying the season of love and joy. Like, again, I can see that as part of a joke. Right? It is a pretty funny joke, but at the same time, it shows how people who are workaholics, how that can affect them. I mean, there's some people that won't even go see their family because they're so on holidays like that, because they're so into getting that big promotion or getting money or getting more money. And, I mean, at least Charlotte came. She just wasn't all there. She wasn't all present. There was, like, only one time she was present in the whole thing. And that's when Chucky was hugging Chaz, when he realized that it wasn't Santa, but it was him. That was the only time the whole episode I saw Charlotte be present in the moment. But anyway, this is a countdown. I might do another video maybe on this. But anyway, the Jazz Reviews number 10, the Rugrats Santa Experience, is number 1 on this year's countdown. Now, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and you like what you see, please subscribe. It would help me a lot. And I will see you guys in my next video.